I'm small, so I have to be on this box. And we're back. And this week I picked up 2 major comics that I don't usually read. I'm trying to step out of the box for you guys. I just want you to be proud of me. The box. Get it? Without further ado, let's talk comics. This week I picked up Deadpool and Batman White Knight presents Von Freeze. Now, I don't particularly care what either of these characters are doing at any given time, and it's not because I don't like them. I do. I'm a novice comic reader, and there are so many Deadpool stories and so many Batman stories, and I never know where to start. And I'm the kind of gal who gets overwhelmed by choice. I'm a Libra, I heard that's like a thing. So I chicken out. Honestly, I chicken out. And so, but I really enjoyed both of these comics, and we're gonna start with my favorite of the two, that is the Batman book. Now, when I saw this at Floating World Comics, located at 400 Northwest Cooch Street, how's that for a segue? I couldn't ignore the cover. It's some serious classic Batman iconography. It was beautiful, it made me pick it up immediately. And then I hesitated, because as you flip through it, you see that some of this story takes place in Nazi Germany. And I sort of debated as to whether or not I wanted to like delve into that sensitive content for like my own sensitive heart, and like, I don't know, that stuff can be handled poorly, and it was not. Let me just quell all your fears if you had any. I had some. I'm sorry that I did. It's the writer and the illustrator of this comic, because it was really good. They did a wonderful job, and I think that largely has to do with the vulnerability of the author, Sean Murphy, and also the artist, Klaus Janson. There's an after in this book that sort of explains how they arrived to the decision that they were going to write a story like this about Victor Freeze. I read it after I finished the comic, which I already really enjoyed, and it made me enjoy the comic much more, because in a lot of ways it's a personal reflection of those two guys. I mean, the author said that he hadn't talked to his family in a long time. This book has a lot to do with like fractured family structures. And the illustrator, and Janson, the illustrator, is the son of German immigrants who fled Germany during World War II. So you can really see the sensitivity and the heart that was put into this story. And this comic is a reminder of how powerful storytelling in comics can be, and how it can make you feel feelings. I felt betrayed and sad and happy, and like there was a resolution, and all these sorts of things that, in direct contrast to like the Deadpool comic, really, I don't know, just kind of touched me. The Deadpool comic, of course, has a great plot and it's hysterical, but I'm not like feeling feelings, really. I'm being entertained. I don't know. I find a lot when you read Batman comics, and I'm sure a lot of people probably feel the same way, a lot of the topics are really serious, and this was serious, but it was still extremely enjoyable to read. So enjoyable, in fact, that I want to go out and get the White Knight Volume 1. I was really touched by this story, and also, like I said, the vulnerability of the people who created it, and I was just really impressed. If you haven't read this, even if you're not like a huge Batman fan, Batman's in this for like 5 seconds, don't worry about it. It's really just a story and a vignette looking at Victor Freeze, who's a character that I don't even care about. I only know him from Batman the Animated Series. I think his whole thing with Nora is really interesting, like he's cool, but he's just like never a villain who held my attention. I mean, I feel like that's kind of normal. But I give big props to this, I give big props to this story, because it made me care about someone that I normally would not care about. I just really appreciated that this story was not just about like superhero and evil versus good, but it was really about family dynamics and trust and love and all these sorts of things. And yeah, this is a good one, folks. Like, pick it up. If you didn't pick it up, pick it up. And we're gonna move on to Deadpool. I picked this up because I love Kelly Thompson. She's a wonderful writer, and I will read just about anything that she writes. And also, it was wonderful and funny and weird, and I would die for Jeff the Land Shark, and I'm not being dramatic. Now, the best part of this comic by far was when Gwenpool showed up to give over custody of Jeff the Land Shark. They broke the fourth wall, as the Pools do so well, and she said, Jeff the Land Shark will be safe with you, Wade, because Gwenpool's stories keep getting canceled, and that was all too real. Now this has to do with Wade going to fight the king of all monsters, and then he becomes the king of all monsters. It's just real Deadpool chaos at its finest, and I really appreciated it. It was really fun. I don't typically read Deadpool comics because, again, there are so many of them and I don't know where to start and what to do. But this was a great one. I love Kelly's writing. It was very funny, and also there was like a lot of dialogue like you expect from Deadpool, so that was just great to read. And also you have Elsa Bloodstone in this one, and she's just a total badass, and I love her. She's awesome. So it was great to read. If you're a Deadpool fan, pick this up. If you're a Kelly Thompson fan, pick this up. It's a great merging of both things. And that's all I have for you this week. As always, I want to know what you're reading and what you're loving. You can find me on Twitter here at Hello Destiny, and I want to hear your suggestions, what you think I should be reading, what I'm missing out on, because like I said, I'm a novice comic book reader. I don't know nothing about nothing. I just like to stand here and talk about stuff with you guys, you know? That's it. I'll see you guys next week, same-ish time, same place. And until then, this has been KGW's Comic Pick of the Week.